along with Chris Duncan and former St. Louis Rams wide receiver Derek Stanley. I'm Zach McCright. We are at the home of Jeremy Nagel in Waterloo, Illinois. He was the winner of the 12 Days of Christmas prize, the FASTLANE, at his house, and we're thankful that we lucked out. We got a good host. We really lucked out on that. So we're very happy and thankful for that. And joining us now, the Irish Outlaw, Ryan Coyne. It's good to have you along as well.
It's good to be out here in Waterloo doing a little segment today.
Out in Waterloo, man.
It's a nice spot.
So when are you going to fight again? I mean, for crying out loud, every time I think you're going to fight, you don't. And every time I don't think you're fighting anytime soon, turns up there's a fight coming away.
That's the story of my life, brother. That's
I know it is. I know it is.
You know, it's been a tough go this this last year. I've had the world title fight fall out on me last summer. I was supposed to fight Guillermo Jones for the Cruiserweight World Championship.
What happened with that?
He, quote-unquote, fell out of the ring 6 days before the fight. I think he was probably
you buying that?
No.
Maybe a little scared, you think?
Yeah, I think he was pounding the pasta and wasn't going to make weight and wasn't ready. Didn't want to fight me in my backyard.
What's that like as a fighter? You go through the training process. You're busting your ass. You're trying to get in peak physical condition, getting ready for a fight, and all of a sudden the guy cancels on you.
It's devastating. You know, earlier we're talking about, Edmonds in spring training, or like yourself, it's a grind. It's tough. Boxing is the same way. When you go into a training camp and you have 8 weeks where you're sparring, grinding, working your way down to make weight. Imagine if you went to spring training like that, and then they canceled the season. I mean, can you imagine how you deal with that?
No.
That's what, as fighters, we have to deal with that. It's a very difficult political landscape and business to deal with, and that's something that we have to deal with all the time. No, I still fought. I still won, improved my rating. I'm ranked 3rd in the world right now, which is a good spot to be, but
sure.
There's 3 Peckerwoods ahead of me. I don't like that. I want to be the world champion.
That's going to be my new nickname for you, Duncan. Peckerwood.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Easy, guys. 4 o'clock fight's over.
That's right. That's right.
Nice.
Checking out, you talked about that 8-week training period. So when you're not in that 8-week training period, do you still work out day in, day out? I mean, what do you do in your day-to-day routine?
We do, in boxing, and it's a thing where, you're a former NFL player, Derek, so you always knew if you were playing the Chicken Hawks next week, you're going to be ready. You're going to play them. You got a game coming with Chris. If you guys are playing the Cubs, you're going up to smash them, whatever the case is. With us, I don't always know when my next fight's going to be, but that doesn't mean I get home and sit on the couch and start, eating donuts and things like that, because you have to be ready, because when that call comes, you got to be ready to hit the ground running. So, yes, I'm always kind of it's like walking a tight wire. You don't want to you can't do it too hard. You've got to be ready all the time, but by the same token, you can't burn yourself out either. So it can be it's very, very hard. So you have to be it's like baby bear's porridge, not too hot, not too cold all the time.
Give me an example. Give me an example where you don't have Ryan Coyne with us, by the way, on 101 ESPN, where you don't have a fight scheduled and you're just going in for one of your regular workouts. Give me an example of one of your regular, non-preparatory for a fight workouts.
A lot of it in boxing, we call it staying sharp. And basically what that is as fighters, we a lot of people have misconceived notions of how we train. We don't. There's not a whole lot of weightlifting or things like that. Boxing is you got to have incredible lungs and incredible legs. Those legs got to carry you through rounds 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those lungs, you got to be able to breathe, baby. If you can't breathe, you can't punch. I don't care how hard you hit. You're not going to hit anything if you can't breathe. So we have to I stay in there. I do a lot of jump rope, do a lot of shadow boxing, a lot of I'll spar a few days a week just to be ready. Then when I have to start grinding out a hard training camp, that I can if I have to do it on short notice. Maybe I get a call to fight in 6 weeks and I can't have the optimum 8-week training camp. I'm still going to take it because, I've got goals, I've got desires. I want to win a world title, and I'm going to do it.
Well, I can tell you've been using the Complete Nutrition products by your girthy biceps. And it's hard to believe that you're trying to sell me on the fact that you're not lifting weights. I don't know if I'm buying that.
Well, right now I've got my fat suit on right now, so I'm kind of
oh, sure, yeah. Look at him rubbing it in.
I know this is the fat suit.
I've got my girth suit on right now, yeah. But I work out with Complete Nutrition helps me stay ripped, ready. shredSTACK, one of the products I use over there. I know you're on the stuff over at Complete Nutrition. It's awesome. It helps me. For me, the big thing that I have to do, I have to lose a lot of weight. I walk around about 200, 210 pounds. but I fight at 175 pounds. Wow. That's a lot of weight to lose in 6-8 weeks. So
is that how much time you have to prep? Is about 6 weeks? Like, how much of a head notice will you get before a fight?
It depends. Sometimes I'll get a couple months. Sometimes I may get a couple weeks. I could get a call from Don. Hey, Irish Outlaw, 2 Ralu. After all the BS is over, I have to know that, hey, he'll tell me, maybe I got a huge fight for you over in Germany. I don't have to take it, but if I say that's not enough time to get ready, I'll get with my manager and my trainer and decide if it's in my best interest to do that. Sometimes it's short notice. Sometimes I have a lot of notice. That said, I had a lot of notice for my world title shot this summer, and it never happened. So it's, whatever you think is going to happen in this game will not happen.
Ryan Coyne with us here on 101 ESPN. All right, I'm gonna butcher this guy's name here. So what is this? You know this guy. I know you do.
Beibut Sheminov. He's the WBA light heavyweight champion.
You're after him.
I am after him.
I was reading up. I saw an article. I guess it had been late last month. I saw it. Where you were like, hey, let's go. You're after him, it seems like.
Well, he's got something that belongs to me. He's got he's got that belt, and I want it. And like I said, I don't like lines. I don't. Do you guys like waiting in lines? I'm third right now. I want to jump to the front of the line and get my title shot. So, he doesn't want to fight the guys rated 1 or 2. Fight me. That's what I told him.
Is your rating accurate? Do you think?
Accurate?
Yeah. Do you think it's accurate?
It is what it is. Could it be, maybe that's where, maybe Don King has a little something to do with that. Maybe not. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care. I know that he's a guy that I can beat. I know that I will beat him. I know that when he was one of my sparring partners, I used to smack his butt around the ring out in Las Vegas. And I know that I'm going to do it again and for some cash in my first title. So he's a tremendous fighter. No disrespect to him, but I set lofty goals, and you have to really take control in this game of of your own career, because we don't have a players association. I don't have a team. I don't have these things that look out for these things for me. So you have to sometimes you have to go out there and make things happen for you. And sometimes in boxing the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So
well, apparently my wife's a big fan. She just texted me, so that's great.
Yeah, the wife's a fan of someone else. I like it.
Talk about working with Don King, legendary boxing figure. What's he like in real life? You get a chance to deal with him on a daily basis, I'm sure.
Wow, you want the friendly radio answer, or you want the real answer?
No, real answer.
Let's get real. Let's get real.
Let's get real. Don is he is a iconic, transcendent figure. That's when I was a kid, I'd see these things. I'd watch Joe Frazier fight Muhammad Ali. Thrill in Manila, one of the greatest fights of all time. Without a guy like Don King, those things don't happen. I mean, he is a great, great promoter. He's a guy that he's gone head to head with the mafia, with corporate tycoons like Donald Trump. Even countries, Zaire, he got him to finance the Rumble in the Jungle, one of the biggest fights ever. He's got a lot of pull. That said, he's not the greatest guy to deal with all the time. He can be very, very tough. Sitting in a room with him trying to negotiate, he's a guy that'll step over, $1 million to pick up a penny. So he can be very tough to deal with. But, at the same time, he has done good things for my career. Like you said, I am rated high. Been able to appear in some very high-profile bouts in my hometown. So it's he's a guy that keep him at arm's length, and you have to take everything he says with a grain of salt.
Do you try to work with other promoters?
No, that can be kind of sticky situation. So I can stay in the ring and out of the courtroom. But
right.
You know what? Sometimes if you get backed in the corner, you got to do what you have to do. So
Ryan Coyne with us. Best feeling that boxing has ever given you?
Oh man, it's a tremendous sense of accomplishment when you step into the ring and you're able to. And you're just able to physically beat somebody. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. You see me in a pub, somebody comes up and bumps me, I'll sprint out the back door. I don't care about things like that. To me, fighting is something I do for a living. I do it to make money. But getting in there, there's when you have the promoters, you have the Don Kings and the Bob Arums of the world, and the great trainers, the Angelo Dundees, or like my trainer, Michael Moore. He's a great trainer as well. managers, whatnot, reporters. At the end of the day, when that bell rings, those guys are all walking down the stairs. I'm standing in there by myself. So there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to, it's all on me in there. So
what is that feeling
somebody,
like? I mean, is that a nerve-wracking feeling whenever the finally the entourage kind of separates themselves from you? Is that a lonely feeling? What is that feeling like?
Nah, that's what it's all about. That's what you're there for. You don't have to. It's all on you. You don't have to worry about if your shortstop bobbles the ball and can't throw it to first base, or if the left tackle doesn't hold his block, you can't level your quarterback. It's all on you. You're the master of your own destiny in there. And that's something that I love about this. That all the political mess and the corruption or whatnot, that all goes away when you're in there and you're in charge of everything. That's what I like.
Or if your left fielder drops a fly ball, something like that wouldn't be good. So basically, you get off on pummeling people in front of a national audience.
You know what? Let's just call it like it is. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But of all, when I ask you best feeling that this sport's ever given you, give me the one. Give me you're what? What are you, 19? Is that your record? Are you 19 now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've done this 19 times. Is there one particular moment, 10 seconds of life where you went, this is the best ever?
Well, yeah, when I took my check to the bank after.
That's what I'm looking for.
All right.
That's a damn good feeling. How does that work? Do you get direct deposit or what?
Yeah.
Or do you actually get an actual check?
The guy with the afro and the goofy laugh sticks his big hand in his pocket and pulls out a huge donkey wad and cracks off a bunch of $100 bills and gives them to us.
Is that really how it is?
Well, there's only one way to find out. You have to come to my next fight.
That's pretty
Great segue.
If we can get one on the schedule for you for crying out loud, I'll do it. I will be there.
No, it's it is frustrating. It is. It's coming. We had supposed to be back in there in January, looking at something this spring, and I will be in there. I'll keep moving up, and you just keep training, keep taking care of business, and it's going to happen. You just have to be able to weather the storm sometimes.
I know you talked about you fight at 175.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about fighting more? You said you carry around about 210, and I don't know how many different weight classes there are in boxing, but why not fight a little more to your natural weight?
That's a good question. I used to actually fight in the cruiserweight division, which is 200 pounds, and I like that division. It's good, but boxing is very. It's kind of about landscapes, and what I mean when I say that is that the cruiserweight division is very hot over in Europe, meaning that all the champions are based out of Germany. So if I wanted a big fight to win a title, I'm going to have to eventually go to Germany to fight over there. Well, as Marvin Hagler once said, if you want to win in Germany, you got to knock them out twice to get a draw. So it's not the that's not the best thing for me. And also, I'm a little small for a cruiserweight. I'm 6 foot with stilts on. So for me at light heavyweight, I'm pretty big at that weight. So you've got guys at cruiserweight that are naturally 230, 220 pounds coming down to 200. So I think it's a better fit for me. You've got bigger names at light heavyweight too. You've got the Bernard Hopkins, the Chad Dawsons of the world. These are guys where are bigger names, and I can fight on television here in bigger, higher profile bouts. Guy this weekend, Tavares Cloud. He's another guy that Don promotes, and this guy is a wrecking machine. This guy's an animal. He's fighting on Showtime this weekend. He's a guy that's on my radar too. Like I said, that it's all about what names are in what division and who you can entice into the ring at what time. Right now, that doesn't seem to be anybody.
That's the voice of the Irish Outlaw, Ryan Coyne. We got former Rams wide receiver Derek Stanley here, Chris Duncan, Zach McCright in for Randy Carricker. FASTLANE on 101 ESPN coming up. Why should NFL fans in Los Angeles and other major cities not be getting their hopes up? We explain next in the FASTLANE on 101 ESPN.